Hello all and welcome to another Caffeine Entertainment video. It's Art here with you for a book review. The Lion's Game by Nelson Demille. It's John Corey, book number 2. I love Nelson Demille's writing. I love the fact that he breaks up what am I trying to say here? Get your thoughts together here. The fact that he tries to break up the danger and the thriller aspect of the book and make it with comedic timing. And John Corey speaks like many of us speak, and I know that takes practice. I feel like John Corey is the everyday cop. He's the everyman in the story, and it makes for a great time because he's very relatable. He is, of course, the story is told from his perspective. It's a first-person perspective, just like the first book in the bookcase. The novella, the novella was. I'm having trouble speaking today for some reason. The novella, the bookcase, was the same way. The action was great. The narrator, Scott Brick, was great. It's also the first book I finished for Tome Topple. I will be moving on to Abaddon's Gate, but you'll see the Tome Topple wrap up very, very, very soon. Probably get the Tome Topple wrap up out to some degree at some point. I love this series because even though this book was 707 pages long and 24 hours and 38 minutes long in audio form, it didn't feel that. I always wanted to go back to that, and that's the mark of a good book. Even a tome or a chunker, that's still a mark of a good book, and that's still important in a good book. I liked the playoff characters, and I liked that some of the characters from Plum Island returned, and they kept referencing Plum Island, which was good, because it kind of let you know that book was first. And for somebody like me that reads things in order, if you hadn't read, if The Lion's Game was the first book you'd picked up, you'd know to go back and find another book, because quite a few times they reference something that didn't take place in the book, but took place previous in Plum Island. I liked that John Corey still remains himself, even though in The Lion's Game he's now working on a special task force for the U.S. federal government. I like the fact that Nelson Demille makes him important, but also doesn't make him the end-all, be-all, but yet he finds himself naturally at the spot of storytelling importance, I guess I want to say. It was very, very, very good. It had me laughing as much as it had me cringing or my heart pounding. So it was a very, very good book. I will definitely be moving on to Nightfall as soon as possible. I will probably move on to Nightfall really, 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 really soon. For those that are keeping track of the GoodReads journey, remember I started this with 17 books to go. As I'm filming this, it's February. Good Lord, it's November 27th. Cyber Monday for those of us who keep track here in the U.S. And my number moves down from 17 to 16. So 16 books to go before the end of the year to reach my GoodReads goal of 100 books read. I'll put a counter over here somewhere. But I loved Lion's Game. Nightfall will be moved on to as quickly as possible. Full 5 stars. Excellent. I like how DeMille put the female protagonist in there, and she becomes just as important to the story as John Corey himself. She is... If he's Batman, she's Wonder Woman. You know, if he's Abbott, she's Costello. So think of any kind of duo that you can think of on equal footing, because they're both equal. She is an FBI agent. He's an FBI agent only because he's on the task force. So, and only because he does things differently, because he is in his NYPD background. So they don't always see eye to eye, but they become very important to each other. And in the end, something major happens that I hope carries on throughout the series, and maybe even carries on to the current point in the series. But I love the series. I think it's a great series. I recommend it to anybody. If you like thrillers, these are funny. Even though they are long, they are well written, and they're broken up into books, which I find funny. Like, because they go past, present, and Nelson Demille uses flashbacks in a very artfully well done way, and it's a very important storytelling structure. I enjoyed the hell out of this book. I can't wait to get to Nightfall. I can't wait to be done filming today so that I can get back to reading and enjoying some more Nelson Demille. Until next time, leave a comment down below if you would like to see me, if there are any videos you'd like to see me do, if you've read any Nelson Demille and can recommend any authors like him, or if you can, if we can start a discussion on the John Corey series, let me know about that. Thank you again, and for my rating system, I almost forgot. Oh my God! For my rating system, this is a buy it, own it, love it rating, full 5 stars on GoodReads. Now to continue with the closing. Until next time, happy reading. I'll see you again soon. Peace.